Merry meet and welcome to the general reading for all signs for today, the 2nd of May, 2024. We're streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Honeypaw and the lovely Jennifer. Moderating on Twitch is the lovely Diane. I hope we're streaming. We had a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning, but I think everything's working now. If you are watching us on a restream on YouTube, you can always use the timestamps right in the video description to fast forward through all the shuffling I'm about to do. Today we are reading with this Tarot Noir, which is yay back in print, and I'm going to purify with this homemade Van. I know it looks like it's the L'Occitane, but I'm just reusing the L'Occitane bottle. And I've put a link to purchase the cards and also to the video where I make this Van so you can see how I do it, in case you want to make your own Van spray. This does go out to a lot of people, so if for some reason it doesn't seem to apply to you personally, just disregard it because it may not be meant for you. In that case, check out the zodiacal readings for your individual sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. You can find all of the most recent restreams right on the website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link in the main menu. If you are watching on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're watching on Twitch, please make sure that you follow us on Twitch. Excuse me. And you can watch on Twitch without any ads when you subscribe to us there. Our shop is at arielscornershop.com. arielscornershop.com. That's a bunch of affiliate links right now, which means we make a small commission off of each and every sale. Do stay tuned. We are working on a new shop, and we'll let you know when that's ready for a launch. If you'd like to give a donation, you can do that by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga. paypal.me/arielgatoga. If you're on YouTube, you could use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like giving a donation. We do appreciate your support. And we appreciate you for being here for this reading. So I think these are pretty mixed up. I can't riffle shuffle this deck. That's just between the shape and the size of the cards. And plus, I think because of the finish, it might not do too well. So I just do it that way. My hand-over-hand shuffling skills are not my best, but we do our best. All right, starting off with a 5 of Cups, moving into a 5 of Coins, followed by a 2 of Swords. Okay, so today you're being asked to find focus. If you can find focus, then you can see your way through the conflicts of the day. Many of you have already been through some conflicts, or coming out of some conflicts. And several of you are staring some conflict straight in the face. Some of you have some financial worries, or some financial fears or problems that you're staring straight in the face, or even fights about money and things like that. Many of you have been really dealing with some internal conflict, either anger, depression, those kinds of things. And when you mix that up together, it can, if you're not careful, turn into a bad day. We don't want a bad day. And the cards are saying you don't need a bad day if you keep your focus. So if you don't know how to focus your mind, it's okay. It can be a challenge. But I do have a video called The Magic Minute that can teach you a very simple technique that only takes as little as 60 seconds to employ. And you may want to watch that and learn that technique and excuse yourself throughout the day if you need to go find that focus again, because that laser focus is going to burrow its way right through any of this conflict. And it looks like most of this conflict wants to be in the rear view mirror. It's not like something you're heading towards. It's something that you're meant to be heading out of. And so that focus is going to help you keep that conflict in your past. Okay, we've got a 2 of Cups. We've got a King of Cups. Oh, come back here, you. These are huge cards. And then we've got this beautiful Lover's card. Okay, so one of the reasons why you're being encouraged to stay focused is so that you can listen to your guidance. There is a definite guide that is within you that can direct you into all manner of success and happiness, and definitely direct you away and out of any problems that you may be experiencing or have been experiencing. And you can see that this angel is looking straight down on these people, but these people aren't, nor in the very traditional version, this angel has a bow and arrow, and the arrow is being pointed at a place where none of the people are looking. People are oblivious. So don't be oblivious to your guide today. Focus on your guide, it's saying. If you can focus on your guide, which you are, it's also saying very capable of doing, because it looks like many of you have been working very diligently on your inner world, your spiritual path, your emotional path. Some of you have been in therapy. Some of you have been on a meditational or a magical path. Some of you have been doing other kinds of things that have really strengthened you and have turned you into a spiritual master. Even though that sounds arrogant to consider of ourselves, oh yes, I'm a spiritual master. But it's true. There's a level of mastery there that is not, it's not bad to acknowledge. It doesn't mean that you're better than everybody else. It doesn't, none of that. It just means, you've developed yourself to a profound level. And that's not a bad thing to acknowledge. And so since that's true, it really isn't that big of a deal for you to listen to this guidance, for you to find this focus. But sometimes we don't want to. And one of the reasons why we don't want to is because of this energy here. I know a lot of people with the Two of Cups, they call it a union. But I don't see twos as unions. I see threes as unions. Twos are when you first realize that you're alone, that you want a union or that you want something. It doesn't necessarily mean a union with a person, but that you want something, that you desire something. And the twos tend to have that masculine energy of desire, which is go get it and think later. I want what I want when I want it. What's taking so long? What's wrong with everything? Why am I not getting what I want? I should have had what I want by now. And then if you're not careful, that turns into what's wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. I should be farther along than this. What is wrong with me? So just be aware of that energy sort of like kind of lurking in your past, because it's partially responsible for some of the conflict that you've been experiencing. And the King of Cups knows that that's not true. That King of Cups is that part of you that's very wise and knows there's nothing wrong with you, and that you don't need to have things quickly, and that things are working out in the perfect way, and that you are in the right place at the right time. There is no rush. You don't need to feel rushed about anything. But that if you find that guidance and you ask, that it's always very simple for your inner guidance to say, turn left, turn right, go right where you need to go. And those of you who use, like navigation software of any kind, that Siri or whoever it is that's navigating you, if you get off course, they don't say, oh, you gotten off course, so I can't help you. They say, no, make a U-turn, turn left, turn right. It keeps recalibrating to get you back where you need to be. Well, the GPS type system, that navigation software that you have within you, is even better than anything that we have in this world. It knows exactly where you are, where you need to be, and how to get you there. But it's up to you to listen. And that's one of the reasons why you're being called on to focus, so that you can say, I don't need to make my own mind up. When I made my own mind up before, I just rushed in and I made a mess of things. And that's nothing to feel ashamed of. I mean, it's just a very human way to be. And then you realize that because you're the spiritual master, and say, well, we're not going to do that again. Now we're going to be the master that we are, and listen to the guidance, and take that guidance and take that direction. And we're going to take it one step at a time, knowing that Spirit never fails. There's no failure at all available to Spirit. And Spirit has the one goal for us, as far as its relationship with us, so its relationship with you personally, its one goal is to get you where you need to be so that you can be the happiest that you can be. So you can be happy, healthy, prosperous, and all good. Spirit wants only the best for you. And you, I think, know this inherently because you wouldn't be the King of Cups if you didn't. But sometimes even the King of Cups can forget himself or herself, right? The king here is a male gender just because it represents a metaphysical principle of masculine. It has nothing to do with men and women. So it's important to realize that you do have wisdom. And that even with wisdom, sometimes we succumb to the ego. We succumb to that feeling of being rushed or needing something right away and feeling impatient. And then maybe feeling impatient with ourselves and feeling there's something wrong with us or that we're not good enough or all of those kinds of things. Because if I was good enough, wouldn't everything be perfect? Right? And Spirit's saying it has nothing to do with whether you're good enough. It has everything to do with how well you're able to listen. So it's just a shift from I'm not good enough, otherwise everything would be good, to I'm going to listen to that inner voice and I'm going to allow myself to be guided one step at a time. And if I can't focus, I'm going to learn to focus. I'm going to learn a technique like, say, that magic minute, so I can focus so that it's easier for Spirit to guide me. And then I will be guided one step at a time. And it's important to recognize with this Lover's card that there's no big and little in Spirit. Spirit doesn't do big and little. It's all just isness. It's all just is. So if you have a little question, ask Spirit. And sometimes the little questions are great to get the practice on because they don't feel so scary. It's like, what should I wear today? Which route should I take? Which drink should I order, or whatever. Little things like that. And just so that you can practice being guided. And that way it's easier when it's a big thing. What should I do about this bill? How can I pay this off? How am I ever going to get out of this debt? And then you can listen and you'll be guided one step at a time rather than fretting and saying, oh, I got to get it done, but you don't know what to do. And then you mess it up more because you're just rushing in and making a bunch of activity happen without any wisdom behind it. So now you're shifting from that into this very wise use of your power, which is listening and being guided one step at a time. Now there is a meditation that I have for this Lover's card, and it is called Receive Guidance on a Choice or Decision. And you can find that and all the other tarot meditations by following the link in this video description on YouTube. And all the tarot videos have that same link. And you can also find it on my website, arielscorner.com, if you go to the tarot meditations link in the main menu. So this is a very good reading because you're learning. You're learning that you don't need to always be responsible for making up your own mind. You can get help and ask. And in fact, if you learn how to make up your mind by asking that higher power, by asking that guide within you, then your success rate goes up and you tend to move out of these conflicts easier. You tend to not think of yourself as being not good enough anymore. And you start focusing on the success and on the solutions. And that's because you're so wise. This is who you are. You are very wise. And you want to remember that. You are wise. You can look back on your life and you can see how many times you've been wise. Of course, you made mistakes. We all have. But you don't hold those against yourself. Every time you've made a mistake, you've picked yourself back up and you've said, let's try that in a better way, right? And that's why you're so wise. And so now you're being called on to do that again and again, listening to that inner guidance, listening to that navigation software within you to help you to find your way so that you don't feel like you have to come up with everything all by yourself. You're going to do great. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the amazing moderators, Honeypaw, Jennifer, and Diane. And we'll see everybody tomorrow for another general reading. Blessed be.